Hello, math department and people on YouTube who want to learn how to make Moodle assessments. So here's my Moodle page. I'm going to make this video straight into the point. Here's what it looks like. Here are all my tests. Alright, as you can see, I was more ambitious earlier in the year, and just given time constraints, I have not really kept up with it. But Moodle assessments are good to have. Just like I found like a couple sections per chapter, just like to change up the normal quiz routine. You can have students do them in class or do them for homework. So to make one, so here's a blank test on exam view. So there might be other things you need to do, like if you want to know how to create a Moodle classroom, and you could email me and I'll send you the steps to do that. But this is just specifically how to make a test. So what I like to do is when I'm in exam view, click on select by criteria, and I downloaded exam view from the textbook website. So I'm going to make a geometry quiz. Alright, and I'm going to make this one, normally I do one per section, like just on the Pythagorean theorem or just on special right triangles, but for today I'm going to make one that's a chapter 9 review. So I'm only going to select questions from the right triangle section. Alright, now I'm going to hit next. Alright, nothing's happening. Here we go. So for Moodle quizzes, I find it's best to do multiple choice. So when I do reference, I'm just going to pick from the different sections that I want. Alright, let's just do section 9.3. Alright, so now I'm going to select these questions while viewing. And I mentioned before that I like to do multiple choice, so I'm just going to pick from the multiple choice questions. So, alright, let's see, geometric mean of 4 and 8, that's a good one. Alright, this seems like the similar right triangle section. Alright, here's a good one. And what's another good multiple choice one? It's got some trees in this one. This one looks good. Alright, so here we go, a little 3-question test. So I'm going to finish that. Alright, now I got a test on exam view. I'm going to save it. No, I'm going to export it. And it's got to be Blackboard 7.1 to 9.0. And I save all of these together in just called Geometry Online Assessments, and I just name it by the section. So 9.3. Alright, so now I got my question bank. Oh, I gotta type in all this nonsense. So 9.3, that's optional, so I'm not gonna do it. And then I've never really found this useful at all, this directory name thing, but I usually just name it Unit 9, whatever unit it comes from, and then the section is the name of the test. Alright, so now that is in my folder. So now I could go to Moodle. And now that I'm in Moodle, I'm reminded that I need to buy the license for Docery. I'll take care of that another time. Keep putting that off. Alright, now that I'm in the Moodle, first thing you gotta do is go up to the top of your page and hit edit, turn editing on. It doesn't let you just edit things, you have to turn it on. Now you notice a lot of little, you have more capabilities. So I already have the Unit 9 triangle section created. It's pretty easy to do. Just click on topic and you just edit it and then hit enter. Alright, but I'll worry about that when I get to chapter 10. So in this section I want to add a quiz. There it is. And there's a lot of other stuff I'm interested in looking into, but this year I'm focusing on the quizzes in geometry. Alright, so now here we are. I'm going to name this 9.3 similar right triangles. Sorry, it's hard to type. I'm going to pause this and type in all this stuff so you're not just wasting time. Alright, so yeah, sorry about that. I just figured it would be more efficient to type that out and then talk. Alright, so once you created a new quiz, you name it. Alright, now these options are pretty important based on what you want to do. So if you want the quiz opened so like no one can take it until class time, you can adjust that. You can do open the quiz. Now, I just leave my quizzes open because I don't really find it an issue that kids are taking quizzes ahead of time. I usually just put them on the night before. But you can open and close quizzes, if for that reason. Grading, what I like to do is allow 2 attempts and then average the grades. And the passing grade doesn't really matter because I'm just typing it into Skyward anyway. Alright, layout. I like to have all the questions on one page. That was something Karen Walters told me, and I find it works a lot better, especially when the Wi-Fi is bad. It just makes you just load the page once, and if you're doing this in class, I find that better. Alright, I like to have immediate feedback, so you can actually type that in. And sure, shuffling the questions helps prevent cheating a little bit. Alright, so during the attempt, I don't let them see whether it's correct. And they also, but I do let them see how many points they got, so they know if they got them all right or not. Specific feedback would be with each answer choice. So you could leave that unchecked or checked, but I definitely want them finding the right answer. General feedback goes with each question. So what I like to do is actually, because the computer will automatically add feedback of like correct or incorrect for each of the multiple choice questions. So if you wanna type in feedback for every answer choice, check that box, but erase that stuff and type in your own feedback. I like to just put feedback at the end of each question, so I uncheck that box so I don't have to delete correct, incorrect after every question. Alright, and then after the attempt, I keep it the same because I want their second attempt to be like the first attempt, other than the fact that they were able to read the general feedback after each question after their first attempt. So they get a question wrong, or they're not sure a question they got wrong. Let's say that it's a 4-question test, they get 3 out of 4 points, then they could read the general feedback for each question, and that might enlighten them to figure out what question they got wrong. And then later, while the quiz is still open, I keep all this the same way, and then once the quiz is closed, I don't really care. They can look at the right answer because the quiz is closed at that point. Appearance, I don't really look at any of this other stuff. Alright, so let's save and return to the course. Now I gotta upload my questions. So I'm gonna go to the quiz, and no, my bad. Sorry, it's been like a week since I've done this. We want to import questions. That's what we want to do. So now that I'm back on the home screen, we're gonna go here. The computer's acting up. More. We could do import right there. Nope, that was not it. Bear with me, folks. See, at this point in the video, I can't edit these, so if I make any mistakes at this point on, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Alright, import. So see, I went to settings and then did more. I'm going to import those test exam view questions I did before. So I got that folder open. No, I don't. So Geometry Online Assessments. So I'm going to go to that folder right here, 9.3, and drag that in. Alright, and it's a Blackboard file format. And then import it. Alright, hit continue. And now all these questions, I'm going to move them to the 9.3 section. So now they go somewhere. I'm not really sure where. But now when I go back to my quiz, so I click on that up top, geometry. Go down back to my quiz over here, similar right triangles. I'm going to edit the quiz, and I have to add questions now. And I'm going to add from a question bank. And since I put them in that 9.3 section, I can just click on that, not look through all my questions, add these selected questions, and I'm going to make this a 3-point quiz. So I'll save that. Alright, isn't this exciting? Alright, now what do? I gotta go back. So now, okay, so the questions are up. Now I want to edit each question and add my own feedback. So I'm going to do that by previewing the quiz. And, alright, so I'll just do one as an example. So edit question 1. So like find the geometric mean of 4 and 8. So I can edit the question, And before I was talking about like specific feedback, that's this right here where it says like incorrect. So instead of deleting that, because I don't want them to know which one's correct and which one's incorrect after the first attempt, I just leave it and uncheck that box. What I do is type in like how to do the problem. So after their first attempt, this message will pop up. So like my thing could be like, oh, like look up the definition of geometric mean, or I'm going to pause it again and type this out. Alright, so after, that's why I typed just the definition of what a geometric mean is. So now that's there. That's pretty much it. You save it, and you do that for the other questions, and you could actually take the quiz and you'll see like what the students see. So, like let's say I thought it was this. See, it doesn't tell you whether it's right or wrong. It does give you feedback. But the issue that I have with Moodle is if the kids are smart, or I don't know if that's the right word, but if they're looking closely, it says they got 0 out of 1 point. So they know they got this question wrong. So if you don't want that to happen, you can uncheck the box where it says, show points. But then they won't know if they got them right or wrong. So maybe you could do all one attempt, then show them their grades, and then give them the option to do their second attempt at home. Or this way, they know a question they got wrong, so they could but they don't know what the right answer is, so they know to try one of the other 3. And then do that for the other 2, and then finish, and that's pretty much it. Then you have all the kids, they sign into your Moodle class, and they see the same thing you see, and they could just tell them at the beginning of the class, all right, we're going to take the 9.3 Moodle, then they go here, editing would be off for them, and they would click on the quiz, and it would look just like the preview we just did. Alright, so sorry for wasting your time if you're forced to watch this, but if you enjoyed it, you're welcome.